Good morning, everybody, and welcome to PWR Today for Friday, April 17th, 2020. My name is Andrew Baydala, and welcome to the PWR Today. Let's get into today's top headlines. WWE financial news and stock update. Roman Reigns' family is pregnant with twins again. Seth Rollins' Instagram video releases. More coming, and should they unionize? NXT and AEW's ratings for the Wednesday Night Wars and my instant reaction. And I'll be joined by David Hero to talk about the unfortunate news of a professional wrestling legend who recently passed away, Howard Finkle. All right, well, let's jump right into it. I'm going to start with Seth Rollins and his Instagram Live video. Seth took to Instagram Live to express his feelings on what transpired yesterday amid the WWE Talent and Employee Cuts. He begins with he cannot find the words to write, so he decides to go live on Instagram instead. He called the day a very difficult day for the industry as a whole and a very difficult day for WWE family, past, present, and future. Seth talks about how tough of a day this is for the fans as well and understands all of their concerns. Seth continues the video by touching on how tough this whole situation is regarding the virus and how has it affected the WWE and how they aren't the only other corporation who's going through this. Seth talks about everybody, and I mean everybody. He goes into backstage personnel, office personnel, and thanks them for what they have done. And he states they will not necessarily get the fanfare or media attention that they deserve, and that's very upsetting to him. Seth says the amount of negativity is insane, and we need to come together instead of bashing WWE or any other company for decisions that they have to make during this unfortunate time. Seth calls the pandemic hopefully temporary and believes this isn't the end. Seth talks about how he's had to make adjustments for his small business. Seth ends with saying we can all move past this together, helping out where we can. And here's to hoping we will all move past this as an industry as a whole. I couldn't agree with Seth Rollins more on here. I understand that, he gets a lot of, well, he's a corporate shrill. He's not. Seth is a businessman. He owns two small businesses, and he understands, while it's not on that level, Seth understands exactly what's going on here. The WWE has no idea, and yes, I know they're going to turn profits, but the WWE has no idea where the live event business is going in the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months. Let's just call a spade here. They might have some inside track on that, and maybe that's why they're doing this, but nobody knows exactly where we're going or what's going to turn out from all of this. I do believe that Seth and the WWE are in a state of flux. Seth Rollins doesn't know what's going on. The WWE realistically doesn't know what's going on, and this is exactly what he touches on. The WWE has to make money via live events. They make money at live events with merchandise, ticket sales, all that stuff, and that has gone out the window. We don't know exactly when the WWE is going to have a live event with a crowd at an arena or a stadium. And they're bleeding money every time they go on television. Now, I know everybody might say boo-hoo, or some will say boo-hoo, and I understand that. But what everybody needs to understand is that the WWE is not the only corporation who's dealing with this. They're also not the only sports entertainment company that is dealing with this as well. We will see many sports, I believe, that will be fanless. NHL, the NBA, the NFL possibly, and the MLB. So let's just take a breath, and let's just figure out what's what, and understand that there are people's lives who have been affected here. And let's all come together instead of trying to divide and separate. Because realistically, nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I do believe that the WWE could be looking at the Performance Center for their home for live television and live events for the next 3 to 4 months. I know that might shock a lot of people. That's my opinion. It's not fact. But my opinion on this is that what you're seeing is a direct result of how they're not going to have live events. And I say live twice there because it's not going to be live in a different city, state, or building for the next 3 to 4 months. So everybody who's got a SummerSlam ticket, everybody who's got a SummerSlam weekend ticket, I was hoping we'd be out of this by now. I'm not too sure on that. But we'll have more on that as the weeks and months develop. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns recently did an interview with Muscle and Fitness and dropped some big news. You have 3 kids, the interviewer asked. 3, with 2 in the oven, Roman answered. So I'm looking to be a Papa Bear of 5. Breaking news, we haven't shared that, says Reigns. The interviewer says, first, congratulations. Second, holy moly, that's a lot of kids. If you recall, Roman posted a video on his Instagram on March 30th where he stated, you don't know the whole story. All you know is what you think. Oh, well, his health and this and that, but you don't know what else is going on in my life. Reigns notably removed himself from the WrestleMania 36 main event where he was scheduled to face Bill Goldberg in a dream match just weeks before the event on April 4th. And even though it seemed the decision was based on his health due to prior bouts of leukemia, it now seems the pregnancy may have also played a role. From a father of three, a father of a set of twins, first and foremost, Roman, congratulations. That's crazy news. God bless you. Good luck. I have a family right now that we're all together. It's great. It's awesome. But having one set of twins is a handful, and I can only imagine this will be your second set of twins. So, man, like I said, God bless and good luck. That's insane news. Congratulations to Roman Reigns and his wife and his family. But the big thing here is that I think Roman would have competed at WrestleMania had his wife not have been pregnant, or had they not have known that she was pregnant. I know everyone wanted to jump on the whole leukemia thing, and that was kind of the easy answer, but Roman said that in his Instagram video. You have no idea what else is going on in his life. I did not know Roman was pregnant, or his wife was pregnant, but I could say that I thought that maybe he was looking out for maybe his, elderly people in his life that maybe live with him or something like that. But this just makes all the sense in the world. Congratulations. Everybody who bashed him, you should feel ashamed of yourself. And, just take a breath before you want to take to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever type of social media platform you use, and bash a guy for removing himself from an event for your entertainment purposes when you have no idea what's going on in the human aspect of his life. And his life is important, and other lives are important, and that's why the character Roman Reigns is one thing to him, but the man, father, and husband of Joe and Noah is another. And that's why I applaud his decision. I applauded his decision when he did it. I had no idea that this was obviously because his wife and him were expecting. But that is fantastic news. God bless, Godspeed, and keep everybody healthy. And again, next time, instead of taking to social media to bash guy because he's not going to be there for your entertainment purposes and you were really looking forward to this match, understand that there might be some things that he has that is going on in his life that are far more important than professional wrestling. So that's that. Releases. More coming, and should they unionize? Man, I do believe more releases are coming. I know we saw some yesterday. I think we're going to see some today. A bunch of the talent that was released over the past, 2-3 days, most of them were Raw and NXT and trainers and producers. There really wasn't a lot of SmackDown talent on those. So I do think we're going to see probably more releases coming either today or Monday morning. And I think they would represent maybe the SmackDown brand. I don't think the WWE is done with releases. I do not. And I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Should they unionize? God, I know this has been brought up 1,000,001 times. I know this, tried to happen in the 80s and early 90s with Jesse Ventura, and then he got a movie role in Predator, and he didn't need to unionize anymore because he got into that union. So I think Jesse Ventura was onto something back then. I think anybody who's ever tried since has been onto something, but I think it's a slippery slope, and I think we'll have to wait and see, just like pretty much everything else right now. So, I don't know. WWE's financial news and stock update. Every Friday, I'll provide you with WWE's financial update as it pertains to their 4-day stock price, beginning Monday and ending Thursday evening. If you go follow me at Twitter at TicketDrew, I will provide you with Friday's close price as well. For the week starting 4/13 and ending 4/16, Monday, the stock closed at $37.50 per share. Amid the releases and the statement regarding the impact of COVID-19, the stock price on Wednesday closed at $38.92 per share. Thursday morning, the stock opened at $39 and saw stock prices climb to $40 per share. I do feel the WWE stock was a good buy and still is a good buy, but when it was at $30 per share, I thought it was a no-brainer if you have some expendable cash flow here. I think it's a long-term investment. I think the WWE in 6 to 8 months, if they can get back to live television in different arenas and different venues, and they can do international and they can have Saudi and their television contracts and the possible sale of the 4 major pay-per-views, I think their stock price is going to go through the roof. I think it's something you should buy, and if you can hold on to it, make a long-term investment, I would. I did. And I'm just going to wait on it. It was a little rocky there at first, but I think all these releases and everything else, although it is god-awful news, they're basically doing it for their shareholders and stockholders. And now that the XFL is completely done, I think the financial burden, because we didn't think there was any, but now that we know that there is finally off the WWE, and we can really get back to what makes them money, and that is professional wrestling and sports entertainment. All right, let's get into Wednesday's Wars ratings. We received the ratings on Thursday afternoon, so we're going to talk about them today on Friday morning. It's hot news. It always is. AEW lost to NXT for the second straight week in a row. NXT had 692,000 viewers to AEW 683. It's no surprise to me. NXT's show was far superior this week. That has not been the case for months and months, but this show was far superior. The Moxley-Hager match was awful. I know they're doing the best they can. The only saving grace from that was Jim Ross on the call. Hager looked to be in great shape, but this match just didn't do it for me. And I'm intrigued to see where they go, because they can only go up, and hopefully they do, and give Hager some opponents that he can shine with. And the same goes for Moxley, because this match was built to be a heavyweight fight. I mean, they had so many people, from Ariel Hawali to comment on the match, and the hype was there. I was intrigued, and then the bell rang, So we're going to get Dave Hero on here right now, and we're going to talk about the life and times of Howard Finkle,
who died at the age of 69. David, good morning. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, sunshine. Considering what happened yesterday, today's starting off quite a bit better. We talking about the loss of one of my very good, close, personal, longtime friend, Howard Finkle. You're the guy that actually, gave me the heads up on it. You sent me the text and told me, and I knew Howard was.
I hate being that guy.
I'm telling you, it's just something, because Howard was WWE through and through. Like it ran through his blood, in his veins. And I'm sure if he heard and knew everything that happened to everybody, in the last 24 to 48 hours, all the struggles in the world of wrestling, I'm sure that weighed heavy on him. Not saying that that's what, was reason for his passing, but he loved everybody in wrestling, and he was always there to help everybody. And I can only imagine, if he probably felt some energy from it. But Howard Finkle was one of the greatest guys I've ever worked with, and I could put him up there with, me and Gene Okerlund as far as just legendary storytellers. And it stung. I would do quite a few bookings with Howard. I brought him into a couple appearances here in Milwaukee. We did the Cauliflower Alley in Las Vegas together a couple years, had a blast with him in Las Vegas. That was right when Legends House came out. And I was very fortunate that in one of my Blizzard brawls, Howard Finkle actually introduced me out to the crowd to start the show. And for me,
wow.
Howard Finkle, are you kidding me? He mentioned my name on the microphone, and it was very, very, very cool. And again, I just can't say enough how much of a sweetheart that man was. And he's going to be tremendously missed. I mean, he was the first employee ever in WWE. And he was the guy. Oh, go ahead.
No doubt about it. I mean, I know he was struck he had a very serious stroke and was in bad health before his ultimate death here. And, it's a sad day for professional wrestling. I think you being able to work with him is a tremendous honor, as I know you do. What are some of the things that Howard would bring to a show, or would, the type of energy he would have when he was either backstage or working with you?
Well, I mean, there was a certain level of comfort with Howard. You knew if Howard Finkle was there, it wasn't going to be high maintenance. It was going to be easy. And then as soon as he would grab the microphone and talk, it's like people were just in a trance. Because for a lot of wrestling fans, my age and young, that was our childhood, and new, he was iconic. He was legendary. He was the guy that you saw every week on WWE, WWF wrestling, because he was the guy in the middle of the ring. And he was just so cool. I mean, he would do promos with you. He would interview people. I mean, autographs. And the beautiful thing about Howard Finkle is that even though he was a legendary, iconic Hall of Famer, he never thought of himself like that. And he was always flattered, always humbled when people would want a picture with him, want an autograph, when they would tell stories about different things Howard had done over his career. Because let's face it, Howard Finkle, he's like Gene Okerlund. He has worked with everybody. If you think all the buildings he has ring announced in, all the names he has mentioned, all the guys he's worked with. You know, I mean, he did it all from WrestleMania 1, I believe, until you were telling me WrestleMania in 2016. Is that correct? 2018?
Yeah, WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. Yeah, you're 100% right.
You know, and he's just a sweetheart. And he's going to be missed more than what he will ever know, because he was the constant professional, and he always brought a level of comfort. He was the guy that would contact new talent, existing talent, legendary talent, and say, we need you to come in for an appearance. Everything went through Howard. Just he's going to be missed.
Yeah, and I know at the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, Finkle was supposed to announce The Undertaker to the ring, being at the Manhattan Center, but they did use him. It was just a recording due to him being unable to attend the event in recent years. And that, it would have been something special to see Howard. I was there. I saw Howard at WrestleManias, at 30, 31, 32, 29, et cetera, et cetera. But my special moment for me is when Howard Finkel came out and introduced CM Punk at Madison Square Garden at Survivor Series. Yes. And the ovation he got was absolutely insane. For a guy who was never wrestling besides that one match at SummerSlam, I think, or when he teamed with X-Pac. Mm-hmm. He was just special. You're 100% right. I've only met him a handful of times. I've seen him at WrestleMania every year, but man, he always took time for his fans. And, always. That's a true pro's pro, because you're right. Howard Finkel can be right up there with the Hulk Hogans and the Gene Okerlunds of the world, and you would never know it. You would never know it. He
is. Now, like a lot of casual fans may not remember the name, but they see the picture and hear the voice, they know exactly who it is, and that's what defines him, is his longevity. Again, I mean, since 1977, up until WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas, that streak trumps Undertaker as far as WrestleManias.
I'm with you there. I'm with you. Quickly, I'm going to change the topic real quick. Our thoughts and condolences and our thoughts and prayers go out to Howard Finkel and his family. But in like 20 seconds or less, what did you think of AEW and NXT, with NXT winning another week?
You know what? NXT pulled out a lot of stops, having Killer Cross make his debut. I think the fans, it's starting to even up, and we can talk about that more on Monday.
Yeah, great point. I think it is starting to even up, and I think maybe the tides have turned. I guess we'll see. With this whole nobody being able to have crowds, it's really starting to affect the product. Yeah,
it's brutal. Not enjoyable.
Well, Dave, enjoy your weekend. I look forward to chatting with you maybe tomorrow and just catching up and not talking wrestling, man. You have a good weekend, and thanks for taking time.
Too.
Thank you very much, David Hero, for taking time out of your busy day to come chat with us here on PWR Today about the unfortunate passing of a wrestling legend, Howard Finkel. As I talked with David, Howard has always been a part of my wrestling fandom, and it was, the news really shook the whole wrestling universe to its core. It's unfortunate. My thoughts and prayers and my condolences go out to Howard and his family. Just really hard news. Howard had an impact on a lot of people's lives, both in and outside of the wrestling business, and his memory will live forever. I do thank you for joining us this morning. I hope you've enjoyed this week of PWR Today. We'll be back next week. I hope you all enjoy this weekend. Get out maybe a little bit in your backyards. I know you're not supposed to get out, but at least get out of your backyards if you can, and enjoy a little bit of sunshine, and enjoy whatever you need to enjoy this weekend, because we all need a break from all of this unfortunate news. But remember, everything happens for a reason. Everybody needs to stay safe, adhere to guidelines, and hold your loved ones close. You could follow me at TicketDrew on Twitter. You could follow everything PWR and PWR Today related on Facebook and Instagram at PWR360 now. Twitter for Pro Wrestling Report is PWR360. The website for all your wrestling needs and podcasts are www.pwr360.com. We are on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. My name is Andrew Badala. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I look forward to speaking with you all on Monday morning.